they need their privacy, right? Like they're not going to want just these transactions, all of their stuff that they're doing to be aired out into the open on a transparent blockchain. So they need private permissioned ecosystems, and that's what these side chains or private ledgers that Ripple provides, that's where they come in. Let's talk about what these private ledgers are and why institutions have to have them. Ripple's developed these private ledgers based on the XRPL's technology to allow banks, central banks, and other institutions to test the blockchain first. Make sure it's secure and it's in controlled environments. And people are like, yeah, they've seen this other asset that's these high prices. Well, it might be, but it's not XRP. It could be a replica. It could be a settlement mechanism within those ecosystems. Well, if they have that, then why do they need XRP? Well, they're going to have to settle between their siloed ecosystem and the other ones. And so that's why these side chains can be independent blockchains and be exact replicas of the XRPL that would run in parallel to the mainnet, and they would be able to connect to it and let the wall come down when they need that to happen. So one of the prominent examples is CBDCs, Bank of Japan, Brazil, Argentina, Palau. There's lots of places that are central banks that are going to issue a CBDC. I don't think we're going to get it here in the US. Trump's already stated we're not going to have a CBDC issued by the Fed. Maybe we'll get something issued by the Treasury at a later date. And a lot of people are scared of central bank digital currencies because of their programmability and their ability to like turn your credit on and off. I think you're going to get the programmability based on the whatever the government and the culture is there in that jurisdiction and the laws and regulations around it. That's what's going to govern the smart contracts around the CBDCs. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that the way that people are scared about it here in the US. Now, I could be wrong. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile type deal. So again, I don't think we're going to get that here in the US, but you definitely are going to have private stable coins that are issued by institutions and enterprises and a bunch of other people. So, but they're going to need their own private ledger. And so that's why Ripple has created these and allowed for interoperability between the mainnet. They pushed XLS 38 live, which was the sidechains. So again, these are designed for central banks to issue and manage central bank digital currencies. This is a private ledger using the same technology, offering fast transactions, settling in 2 to 4 seconds, and super low fees, which allows central banks to maintain full control over their own digital currencies. And Ripple has engaged with central banks all over the world to pilot this solution, ensuring it meets their needs in privacy and regulatory compliance before they launch it and connect it to the mainnet, which is again going to require enough liquidity and XRP to be able to settle that. But I digress. We'll keep it on the topic here. So beyond CBDCs, these private ledgers are used by banks for other purposes, like tokenization of real-world assets. For instance, a bank could tokenize commercial property or a bond on a private ledger, keeping those transactions confidential while they test the efficiency of the XRPL's blockchain. And they've been doing this for a decade. Like that's the other piece that